Welcome. Hello, how are you? This is where are we at? Are we episode 11? I believe we're episode 11 already of evening. And evening, folks. Happy Friday to you. Oh, this video is being filmed on a Friday. Hope everything's well. Belated happy gobble day. And gobble day came and went quickly. And we're already barely have time to bid adieu, bid goodbye from Thanksgiving. And we are already in full on for the anticipation for Christmas. Yeah, right? I mean, it's, craziness. So are those high beams behind me. And again, what we do here is we just talk about the current events from last week that made the news, made the internet, and just talk about a few things here. This is adult content. This is not for children to watch. We'll talk about some grown-up stuff here. And, just shoot the breeze with you guys. And this is not done professionally. This is just, just for me to shoot the breeze on my commute, on my way back home. Yeah, man. Thanksgiving was good. What we did for Thanksgiving, maybe you guys do it as well. We ate out in the New York area. We ate out. We called around a few places. Majority of the places were closed. But we wound up eating at a diner. The diner had prefix. I'm surprised they were open. One of the few places that were open around the metro area. You had a prefix. You also could have had many other things on that menu. But the prefix was a $32 meal. Came with soup, came with salad, came with dessert, a list of a couple meals that you could pick from, coffee, soda. So you ate good. And the vibe, and the atmosphere was great. A lot of people were having conversations with family and friends, and that's always good to see. And people were together. Now I was looking around, and it seemed, for the most part, people were off social media, not looking at their phones while they're having a discussion. So that's good. People getting to catching up with each other over the busy couple of months prior. A lot of people don't see each other, their family members, for good parts of the year, only on certain holidays, and Thanksgiving is probably one of them. So it's good. It just at least for those few minutes or those few hours that I was there. In general, it just seemed like everyone in the diner, all the other patrons, were enjoying their friends and family. So that's good to see. And kind of what just really makes me shake my head like these retail stores, man. I just listen. I personally don't get it. I do not get it, but I understand that we are in a society that likes to buy things. It's a consumer society, and that's consumerism. That's unfortunately why the world is changing, and why we are so distant from each other, and it's just not. Can we just have one day where we could be with family and friends? We have Christmas. That's about the only day right now that's still closed. Everything is closed. But even that, guaranteed, in a matter of time, I am sure that will change. Stores will have this new phrase, this new gimmick, this new thing that they will throw out there. End of Christmas sales on Christmas Day. Second coming of a Black Friday. I could see that happening. I don't know about you guys, but like the stores out here by me, like Macy's, for example, JCPenney. These stores, I remember on Black Friday when this became a thing, would open on, after Thanksgiving, 12 o'clock. It started, I believe, at 12 o'clock. Then it got pushed back. A couple of years went by to 9 o'clock. And now we're at a point where they open at 5 o'clock. 5 p.m. So if you are working at a retail store and you have to come in, from what I understand, these retail outlets, it's pretty much, they make it uncomfortable for you if you do not work that day. That is the day pretty much where everyone has to be available, and for that whole Christmas season, but especially Black Friday. So if you work in retail, stores open up now 5 o'clock, at least out here in New York City area. 5 o'clock. You better be eating that turkey dinner way early, because they're going to summon you to be at work by 5 o'clock. And then, and people do participate. They come out in drones to shop. And what are we getting at the end of the day? Do you really need another 40-inch TV? I mean, come on, guys. So yeah, all these stores now, and it's going to be a thing. But pretty soon, after another couple of years, once, now then they're going to open up at 2 o'clock. That's going to be the next thing. And look, on Christmas Day, these stores will be open too, because the way things are seen, it seems like nothing is sacred anymore, and it's sad. It's sad. I was driving by, because we actually had our dinner. We had it at 5:30, and the malls was already open. Like I said, they opened at 5 o'clock. So much foot traffic as we were passing by the mall. Just people everywhere on the sidewalks. The cop crossing guards were already there, ready to direct traffic. Oh, and this madness, it actually, it begins, even before the week prior. That's when all the madness begins too. Trust me, I know. With the sales, and people are just rushing out, and drones, and they go crazy. You've seen the commercials. You've seen them. In fact, I think I might even attach a video clip here. Let me see if I could do that. Actually, I can't. But check it out. It's crazy what you see. Crazy. One of the retailers that are coming back, Toys R Us. Toys R Us is back. They opened up a location. Opened up, I believe this is the first one in New Jersey. It's in a mall. Remember Toys R Us, where everyone wants to be a kid? Closed. A lot of people were up in arms because they had a lot of gift certificates too that it just seemed like they were selling their gift certificates, collected money, and then next thing you knew, boom, they were going out of business, and people didn't even have time to necessarily spend all their gift certificates and gift cards that they got from Toys R Us. One thing I will tell you about Toys R Us, if they're back, supposedly now they're owned by another company, and they are back, so a lot of people are going to be coming back. They're going to be stopping over at Toys R Us because of that nostalgia. Because of that nostalgia factor, everyone does want to see Toys R Us and show it to their kids again. Hey, look, this is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, Toys R Us. So they're going to be making a killing. They're going to be making a killing this holiday season. One thing I will tell you about, Toys R Us, they were people do not know how to drive like maniacs. In my opinion, they were overpriced. They got if you want to be successful, you can't be way over your competition. I know a lot of people shop on Amazon now. These type of places online, and trust me, I would much rather go to a store than buy something online, for the fact being that when you're at a store, you could see this thing that you're looking to buy. You could see how it works. If there's any questions that you may have, you could speak to a sales guy, or if you're buying clothes, you could try them on. That's something that you're not able to do online. But rather, you're only able to do this in person. The fact is, a lot of the times, Amazon does come out cheaper. So, and that's why a lot of these places, these malls, these stores are having such a hard time, because they're not really willing to lower their prices. At least that's my humble opinion. And actually, too, Amazon was in the news in France. They were being blamed for causing all this. There were protests for pretty much people in France. If I read the story right, were fed up. By Amazon kind of like stirring this, Black Friday craze in France. It goes on in France too, folks. What can you say? The one thing I will say, on the flip side of this type of thing, as much as it kind of takes away from family and things along this nature and line, like when you work for Amazon, these big companies, it's a lot of jobs that people have here. People need jobs and they need work. It just again, not to go back around the same topic like I did before. I just wish things were the way that they once were years ago. Did you guys hear about that dog in Florida? Yeah. Yes, in Florida. Story goes, was apparently a dog was riding around in a car in circles for about an hour in Florida. Yes, in Florida. I know you guys were waiting to hear about Florida Man. But no, not this time. It was not Florida Man. It was the Florida dog. And I thought, like, if I were to give constructive criticism to the doggy there, I would think that, he wouldn't be riding around in circles. I would think that maybe he would go to like a PetSmart or something, no? I mean, come on now. I were riding around in circles. But if you're riding around in circles for an hour, I am sure that is a rough ride. Get it? Rough ride. I was looking at the article and I couldn't really see what type of car the doggy was driving. I'm thinking maybe it was a Subaru. And instantly, I think we could all agree that doggy driving the car in Florida was already instantly a better driver than anyone in the Florida area. And you could actually throw in New York as well, because people drive like maniacs here outside the five boroughs of NYC. Maniacs, I'll tell you. How about that, right? A dog driving in Florida. Put your paw to the metal. Okay, that one was bad. There was a story that circulated too, that made the rounds on the internet. Sad story. It was a story. I seen it on Fox, a story about a father who was dying, and one of his wishes was just to have a beer with his sons. Just to have a beer with his sons. And, he was in the hospital bed. The father was older, probably close to 80, and, his sons were, in their 50s, 60s. And there was that picture. A father having a beer with his sons. Story goes is that after that picture was taken, the father died a few days later. It goes to show you, life is too short. Life is too short. We as parents, we need to have a bond with our kids and, family members and brothers and sisters. At the end of the day, life is short. Any small thing, anything that comes in your way, daily life, any obstacle, anything that that's causing you grief, that you think it's putting on a strain, it's something that you do not like about a person that you have a relationship with. Listen, just get it out in the open. Have an adult conversation. Don't yell. I find that yelling never works. Who wants to be yelled at? That's just my 2 cents there. If someone yells at me, I am automatically, tuning them out. But not tuning them out, they're just already, disgusted by the situation more than I need to be. Try not to yell. Just talk things over. Life is short. Life is short. And, it's another thing with that story. He went out the way he wanted to go out. He was, from all indications, he was coherent. Was able to have a was able to have a conversation with his sons and having a beer and just talking about memories, and that's why it's important to stay in contact with our friends and families. There was a saying, I've seen it a few times before. I heard it actually. I think it goes something to the effect of, don't work don't work too hard, because it's going to get in the way of your family life. You want to work to provide for your family, but you don't want to forget why you're working, and that's for your family, right? That makes sense. Look, life is short. Try not to hold grudges. Be out in the open. Hear each other out. Sometimes just a simple phone call right there and then eliminates any potential conflicts. Just be open, be honest with everyone, and don't yell. There's another story that circulated here, and it's a story where I just shake my head. I shake my head, and I tell you, and I'm going to shake my head again and again and again and again. A teacher was fired for giving out zeros to her students for work not completed, not handed in. So the students had like a 2-week notice to hand in said project. It's an elementary school teacher. Okay? And students did not hand in projects, so because there is no hand in project that was handed in, they got a 0. Ouch. That is definitely going to hurt the GPA average, the grade point average. Jeez, I remember there was always this. I never got a. Listen, if I got a 0, now this is a grammar school, but let's say the beauty of being in high school and college, we had professors that would always drop the lowest grade. So hopefully, for these students, they were able to drop that 0. Anyway, the whole point here, and I gotta be on the side of the teacher. They had an assignment. Teacher was looking for specific things on said assignment, and certain kids did not hand in said assignment. Why? How is a 0 not acceptable? I mean, when you are in elementary school, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not a teacher. Elementary school is supposed to be almost like the building blocks of our lives. Like, those are the early stages. That's our foundation to become responsible adults. Responsible adults in maintaining jobs, paying our bills, earning money, saving money for whatever we need, not spending it as soon as we get it. Learn discipline. And you have certain things that people count on you in life that you need to accomplish. That's where it all starts, in elementary school. I don't think the teacher was giving out 0s to be mean and laugh at the students and make them, cause grief at home. It was to teach a lesson, the greater lesson of responsibility and maturity. And, that's the problem with, I don't know, like, listen, in my school, 0s were given too when I went to elementary school. I went to elementary school from, early 80s till mid-90s. You best believe there were 0s given out. Back then, the parents had to even sign, your homework assignment, just on, curriculum. They would have to sign the curriculum each week. The parents were involved in your academic life. That's what the school was pushing back then in that time. Now, I probably tell you that a lot of times why kids are getting 0s is because their parents aren't even involved in their child's academic life. Now, I realize that the reason why that is because, parents nowadays maybe have to work 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and they're tired when they come back from work. Back in my time when I was growing up, a lot of, I don't recall a lot of there being two parents that worked. One parent would work and the other parent would stay at home with the kids. And I know times have changed, but even then, even that, you still have got to find time to be involved with your child's education, because these are the building blocks. Take advantage of the education, and the whole mindset of parents have to change. And I think honestly that certain parents, maybe that's not even a valid reason why they're upset, because obviously there was a lot of upsetment, which is why the teacher was let go. I think a lot of parents can't handle their children receiving negativity in their lives. But that's got to change too. Again, you're being taught valuable lessons. This is where it all starts at this age. So parents need to change their mindset. Believe me, your children won't be scarred for life as kids. They won't be scarred for life getting reprimanded by a teacher. They won't get scarred for life for getting a C instead of an A on an exam. If you teach them well, they will get over it. It's better to know now better to learn now than learn when you're an adult. I don't understand. It really makes me shake my head when I hear these type of stories. So that teacher being fired is not right. And it seems, more and more that for whatever reason, everything is shifting to firing the teacher was the right thing to do. And I do not like it. I do not like it at all. So we're already approaching the first week of December very quickly. I hope you guys are well. If you have any questions, any comments, check it down below. I've been putting up some more content on this channel too recently. There's a lot of trips, a lot more content coming your way. It's cool stuff. I like to document these places that I go to. If you like sports, I have From the Bleachers Sports Show, adult content, and Tom Brand 1, that's adult content as well. I'm going to be doing a podcast with that, and that's going to be kind of like an extension of the Tom Brand 1, kind of like Guy Talk, where it's kind of a little bit more, a little bit more relaxed than this type of vlog podcast type of deal, if you know what I mean. Go a little bit more not so serious as we tend to speak on this channel. That makes sense. Anyway, a trailer for that podcast will be coming out soon. You could check it out, and I think that will give you a better feel of the topics that I'll be touching upon. So I hope all is well, and I look forward to speaking to you guys very, very soon. Ciao.